They don't leave all at once. They fade slowly. At first, nothing feels wrong. They still reply, still show up. But something feels off. The energy changes. The effort feels lighter. The connection feels thinner. And you notice it. But you don't say anything. Because a part of you hopes. It's just in your head. But here's the truth. Interest doesn't disappear overnight. It fades in small ways you almost ignore. Shorter replies, less excitement, more distance. And the worst part, you start adjusting yourself just to keep them. You text less, you expect less, you try not to be too much. Have you ever felt someone slowly pulling away, but you stayed quiet, hoping they'd come back? Most people miss this stage because nothing is clearly broken, but everything feels different. And that's what makes it dangerous, because the signs are there, but you don't fully see them yet. But once you notice these 7 signs, you won't be able to ignore them anymore. The first sign is simple, but easy to ignore. Their replies change, not just slower, but colder. You can feel it. The effort is gone. The energy feels forced, and you start wondering, did I do something wrong? So you go back, reading old messages, comparing how they used to talk to how they talk now. This is where confusion begins, because nothing was said, but everything changed. Most people miss this part. You don't realize it yet, but your mind is trying to fix something that isn't being explained, and that creates overthinking. You analyze every word, every pause, every delay, and the more you think, the more it hurts, because deep down, you already feel the truth. They're not as interested as before. But here's what most people don't realize. When effort drops, it's rarely random. It means something shifted. And this is where everything changes, because the next sign is even harder to accept. The second sign feels subtle, but it says everything. They stop asking about you. Conversations become one-sided. You're the one checking in. You're the one keeping it alive. And slowly, you feel it. You're trying more than they are. This is the moment most people ignore, because you tell yourself they're just busy. But something inside you knows it's not about time. It's about priority. And that realization hurts, so you start pulling back. Not completely, but just enough to protect yourself. You stop sharing everything. You stop opening up the same way. You choose silence sometimes, not to play games, but to see if they notice. And here's the truth. They expected you to keep trying, to keep giving, to keep showing up. But something else happened instead. You started changing, and when your energy shifts like this, something strange starts happening. Now they begin to notice, not right away, but slowly. Your absence feels different. You're not as available, not as responsive, not as open. And that creates space, and in that space, they start thinking. They remember how things used to be, how easy it felt with you. But now, something is missing. This is where regret begins, because people often don't value consistency until it's gone. Most people miss this truth. They get used to your effort until it's no longer there. And without your energy, they feel the difference. But here's the problem. By the time they notice, you've already felt the shift. You've already adjusted, and emotionally, you're no longer in the same place. And that's when it hits them. But by then, something inside you has already changed. Now you see things clearly. No confusion, no overthinking, just truth. You realize something important. When someone is interested, you don't have to question it. You don't have to chase it or force it. It flows, and if it doesn't, that tells you everything. This is where your strength grows. You stop trying to hold on. You stop lowering your standards. You choose self-respect, and that changes your energy. You become calm, detached, at peace, not because you stopped caring, but because you started choosing yourself. Most people think losing someone is failure, but sometimes it's clarity. Sometimes the biggest lesson is this: if they're slowly losing interest, you should slowly stop giving access. So tell me, have you ever felt someone slowly fade away before it ended? And what did you do? Comment below, because your story might help someone else see the signs before it's too late.